I think one of the things that I enjoyed talking about and thinking about is this weekend's race, COTA, coming up. Trying to pick his brain a little bit about what they felt the no stage breaks was going to do to the race. Fans have been begging for this. No stages. They don't like the stages. They don't like the races stopping. They are fine with giving away stage points or having a stage winner, but they would prefer that there be no break in the action, especially at the truck and the Xfinity level where the races are already pretty abbreviated. The amount of caution and green flag racing sort of weighs heavily toward the caution side when you add these stage breaks. But so there's this bit of there's a bit of momentum, I think, created now about this around this conversation, because now NASCAR has given some credence or credibility to that conversation by taking away the stage breaks and throwing the yellows for the stages at the road courses. I don't know that is going to make a better race. My fear is that the race will be a long green flag run, much like Ricky said yesterday, and there'll be very minimum, if at all, any yellows. And it will be a strategy race where, how many times do you stop? And even the length of this race at COTA makes it really challenging to do a lot of different things for multiple teams to be on multiple strategies. And so with the way the fuel works in this race and the length of the race is a 24-lap window for fuel, and it's a 68-lap race. So everyone will pit twice at the same time. So we'll have to be fortunate enough to get a unique yellow situation that might throw everybody's strategy off. And so, anyways, if you love, the F1 style strategy and the races and what you see at a lot of the road courses in open wheel, this is more than likely going to look like that, and which I'm fine with. I'm good with it. I'm glad that we're getting away from the stage breaks at the road courses, but I wonder how people are going to react to what they see Sunday. I don't know what we'll see exactly, but I wonder what the conversation will be.
Yeah.
And how people will feel about it in terms of what the next road course race might offer now that we've seen what it's like without the stage breaks. I mean, we can go back several years and watch a road course race, and that's what it's going to look like without stage breaks in it. But with this particular car, Ricky Stenhouse said yesterday, drivers are making less mistakes.
They figured it out.
Yeah, the car is purpose built to go around racetracks just like this. It's not as much of a handful at a road course as the old car was. And I think one thing that we can really lean into in case we're looking for a storyline and void of many storylines on Sunday is all of the road course racing specialists that will be joining the field. Jenson Button, Kimi Räikkönen, Connor Daly, Jordan Taylor, and even Jimmy Johnson. I would throw him into that mix as a name to pay attention to, right? A driver to keep your eye on. Hopefully that's 2 F1 champions, an active Indy Car driver, an IMSA legend, a 7-time NASCAR champion, all in the same race. This might be one of the most compelling fields that NASCAR's ever had. I mean, going back to when Mario and AJ were hanging around and running a race or two. This is going to be fascinating to see which of these guys can go out there and be competitive.
Yeah.
All of the cars that they're driving will have various degrees of performance. It'll be interesting to see who can work their way into the top of the field.
I am particularly curious about Jordan Taylor, frankly, because I know when we did our Ultimate Experience at Bristol last year, Jordan Taylor, actually it was Charlotte that he came to. He came, and a lot of the questions that people asked Jordan was, when will you get in a Cup car, and where would it be? And it was funny how he sort of navigated that question, because you could tell that he really wanted to get in one, but you got to play your hand right. Well, now he gets in one, and I can't wait. I hope he does well. I hope Connor does well. Obviously, Connor's our boy, and he does the podcast and stuff. But Jordan Taylor really has a chance to level up in terms of his stock. He is a phenomenal road course racer, and but like now he's in a NASCAR Cup car. I think this is an awesome opportunity.
I know that a lot of people are going to look at the driving and testing that he's been able to do in the Garage 56 car and say, hey, man, it's a similar vehicle. That should give him an advantage. And he's actually, I think, maybe tested the Garage 56 car at COTA.
Okay.
And so that will be that'll be great help to him to be able to at least understand the track and why, I know he's probably been around that track before, but the apexes and entrances to the corners with this race car and the center of gravity and so forth be a little bit different than maybe with an open wheel car, how you might approach a certain series of corners. But that Garage 56 car was multiple seconds faster than what this stock car, this particular NASCAR Cup car will do around that track. The braking zones, the cornering speed, everything's going to be completely unuseful to him. So as much as that you might want that to be an advantage for him, I don't know it's going to be quite as helpful. But he is in a great race car.
Yes.
Subbing for Chase Elliott. He does have a ton of pressure on him. I don't think that maybe it's not fair, but I think the pressure is because we all want him to do well.
Right. You're right.
It's not because we're not sitting here thinking, man, this guy's a legend and he ought to go out there and kick tail, and if he doesn't, it's it's going to be a stain on his resume. We all want Jordan Taylor to go have a great race because of the personality he is, because of the following he has on social media. The things that he does are so unique to anything else that we see in motorsports, and everybody just really wants to see this thing go well for Jordan.
Yeah.
Right? I have, like you, Mike, I have wanted to see him in a Cup car for years, only because of the personality that he is. Every sport would be clamoring to get a guy like that into the fold. And so while it will be awesome to see Jimmy out there and competing, Jensen and Kimmy and all those guys, I think my focus is probably going to be mostly on Jordan and what kind of pace he's showing and what kind of race he's able to put together. Because I think that, honestly, should he do really well, he's still young enough to possibly pivot at some point in his life into a NASCAR career.
Yeah.
And as many road course races that we have on the schedule, and the way this car is built and designed leans itself a little bit more toward the road racing specialist. I could see, people doing that. I know this is probably a lot different, but Austin Cindric, right? His whole life was geared toward IMSA, road racing, club racing, all of those. And he pivoted rather late, just in the past several years, he really made a big effort to go stock car racing only and specific. I don't think Jordan's too old to make that choice and make that change. No. And it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully this is just one of many opportunities he gets behind the wheel of a next-gen car in the future. Hey, if you like that video, like and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe so you'll never miss another piece of Dirty Mo Media content.